Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? Happy Monday. And yeah, just wanted to give you all a quick update on how the farming went. If you saw the video last week, I was poor. I league started the group play stuff. It did not work out, and I was very, very poor. For me, as a content creator who had been playing for 5 days, only having about 20 divines is very bad. My goal, as stated in the video, was to, by the end of the weekend, have at least 100 or so divines, and I wanted to update you guys on what played out there. What did I do? What was my strategy? First off is I had a bow character. My color in the group play was a Pathfinder that was just trying to do some culling with Rain of Arrows with the rarity, and I just thought, what's the quickest thing I can spec into that allows me to get off the ground? And I went for an Ellie hit of the Spectrum Deadeye. Something that I already know. I know I could have done Lightning Strike Warden, doing something like that, but I also didn't want to spend any money at all. I want to spend as little money as possible and be as effective as possible, as well as not really try any unknown builds. I just want to try something really tried and true. So I had a very standard Ellie hit of the Spectrum Deadeye. Definitely check out the video from last week if you want to see what that looked like. The POB was in there. I did not spend very much whatsoever. Again, I spent like 3 divines or so at the time of recording, and then I spent a couple more divines. I got 2 inspired learnings, maybe upgraded a couple gems or something, but I kept it very, very cheap. I was mostly wearing just gear off the boat that I had gotten in the Sellers of Kalgur stuff. This is what I started with. I had a seed round of 1 Mirror Shard, as well as 3 divines and 100 chaos. Like I said, the 3.3 divines or so, or I guess it's like 3.6 divines, I invested into the build. That's what I spent on the build. And then I did Legion for a week. So the passive tree looks something like this. I know I'm kind of edging you guys here a little bit, but I know that's what you like. Before the grand reveal, the Atlas, again, it was in the previous video. It's all in the description. But the idea was just to do as much, get as much quant as possible, get some increased effect. I guess I didn't get too much of it, but yeah, I went for red altars. I was actually originally, for the first 2 days of farming, I was doing blue altars. I did get 1 divine shrine that got me 9 divines. So that's some of the 9 divines that I got. And then just doing Legion stuff. We do not want to take face off. We don't want generals. But besides that, because generals are slow, we'll talk about emblems in a second, why we don't want those. And yeah, that's the general idea. And then we just want all of the other Legion stuff for profit. In terms of what we put into the map device, what we did is I was doing Jungle Valley originally. I did switch over to Dunes. And all of these switches were a little bit late. I did Jungle Valley with the blue altars for a very long time. I did regular Legion Scarabs as well as Legion Scarab of the Officer for 5 more sergeants. The sergeants have the tile rewards, the set rewards. Those are very good. And ideally, I would do this. So I would go on my map device, and I would actually have 3 different of the Legion Scarabs, and then I put the Legion Scarab officers here. That way, and then I also did Legion right here. So it cost 5 chaos. Each one of these was about 4 chaos, and then this one was 5 chaos. So this is 12 plus 5, 17, plus another 5, 22 chaos per map. I didn't always do this. Sometimes I was just doing a single one like that. But ideally, you want to do this because you'll get the most value out of the Legion Scarab of the Officers, because you just want to juice up as many legions as possible that all get those +5 sergeants, right? Not to mention, if you're Deadeye with all the arrows and inspired learnings and all that, just being able to chain those legions and also using shrines and all that, you can stack your buffs and kind of keep them rolling a lot more easily if there's a lot of density on the map. Spending about 22 chaos per map. I started out not using scarabs at all, but then once I had a little bit of money going, then I put those scarabs in. Later on, I did switch to Dunes. Dunes is just way, way better. Problem with the Jungle Valley is it was kind of tough to pop the full Legion. It's because the trees and stuff were in the way. I thought because I could chain off of terrain as a Deadeye because of the Deadeye node right here, Ricochet, I thought that would be able to work. But the problem is that if the monster is behind the tree, the chain doesn't have a line of sight. So it'll only chain at monsters behind the tree between you that you're already hitting those monsters, right? So you're not able to chain to anything particularly interesting. And so the trees are just in the way. So Jungle Valley was actually kind of bad for Legion. And yeah, I kind of regret doing that. So that was the setup. This was the initial seed money that I had. Again, I actually didn't spend the Mirror Shard whatsoever. I wanted to just hold on to that for it to appreciate. And I invested 3 divines and 100 chaos. And this is what I ended up with. So the total value that I have is a Mirror Shard is worth about 20 divines right now. So this is 80 plus another 12. This is supposed to be at 92 divines, 93 divines or so, 93.5 divines, which is pretty close considering the issues that I ran into. Eoval, the strategy that I was doing, like I said, was not really optimized for probably about 2/3 of my farming. I was just doing Jungle Valley and blue altars, whereas going for dunes with red altars, way better, consistent cartographer's chisels and chaos orb drops, tons and tons of chaos orbs. And whereas I just got 1 divine altar with 9 divines, I definitely got more than 9 divines worth of chaos orbs, very quickly after I switched over. So that's just better. Divine altars are just way too rare. And since we're not pushing quant, we don't care about quant. We're just going for the tile rewards from Legion. The quant from the blue altars is just a waste as well. You'll notice I have a Divinarius right here. This is a T0 unique, and it is worth absolutely nothing right now. So it's just, I guess I could sell it for maybe 60 chaos or so. But yeah, this is a T0 unique. It is as rare as a Headhunter or a Mage Blood, and it's not very valuable. So, I'm keeping that a little bit for, I don't know, sentimental purposes, but that was disappointing. I also didn't liquidate everything pretty efficiently. I did have a couple of essences here. I didn't really sell any of my essences. I did upgrade them. I could sell some of these. And then I got quite a few fossils. I guess it's not like a ton of fossils, but a good number of fossils. You get those from doing Legion. The other thing is I did a lot of incubators. So I had the Ornate, which is the one that drops currency. That gave me at least 5+ divines by itself, possibly a little bit more, as well as Kalgurin and Diviners. Those are the ones that I left on. Oh, also Skittering. I left Skittering on as well. You'll notice that I have 5 Exalts and 18 Annuls, and I did sell a full divine worth of each one of these. So a full divine of these is about 40. When I sold it, was probably about 30. So I've gotten about 40 or so Annuls, and in terms of Exalts, I think it was it was 10 Exalts for a divine when I sold it earlier, and I've gotten 15 Exalts. So, if you don't know, the rarity for Exalt, Divine, and Annul is exactly the same. You're basically rolling a D3 to see which one you get, and unfortunately, I got way more Annulls than anything else. So kind of unlucky on that. Next up, I want to talk about a very special, basically what carried a lot. I got at least 8 divines from shipping. Just my shipping strategy. There's 2 different strategies with shipping right now. There is the throw real big, high value shipping at a single target, or there is the throw, medium to small value shipping at, multiple targets, or just, wherever you can get as much value. I did both strategies want to get as much value by going for the bonus rewards right here. But what I ended up doing is roughly 3,000 of each food. I would do this, and then I would do 8,000 of the dust. You can see I have 2 million dust, so that's basically free for me. That gives you a 3x multiplier. And then sometimes I would just also toss in some Verisium bars. This will bring back some runes. I did sell probably about 5 or 6 divines worth of runes as well. Runes are very valuable. I recommend that. Very easy to sell on the market. So yeah, this was usually what I would send, and I would try to send them ideally to one of these 2 close ones and try to get as much value out of the food as possible to get that bonus. But sometimes overnight, if I was going to be away from the computer for a few hours, I did go for some of these other guys right here. Also, you'll notice that my character is naked. I did sell the bow for 1 divine. I did sell a lot of the gems. I am still trying to sell the other stuff on the character. But yeah, I basically just sold off like 3 or 4 divines. Basically everything that I invested into the character, I just got back. It was like a loan, basically. So it was basically free to put the character together and then just sell off all the gear, because I'm going to be leveling a new character on stream today. So I hope you guys join me on that. And one other thing did happen, and that is, you'll notice that I didn't stream very much. And that is because I said it in the last video, my wrists after League Start were bad, real bad. Both my keyboard and my mouse wrist were feeling really bad. My mouse wrist still hurts a decent amount. It's still a little sore. It's not like bad. The most important thing for me is longevity, health, making sure that I'm not like permanently giving myself RSI, because that would ruin all of my prospective career possibilities into the future, no matter what. If that happens, so I'm very careful about that. And you'll notice that my total farming was, 10 plus 4, 14 hours or so. So I went from 23 divines to a total value of about 93 divines in about 14 hours of farming. I did farm a couple hours off a stream, so we can even round up and say like 18 hours or so. I did a little bit like before and after stream as well, after stretching my wrists. Unfortunately, I was not able to play very much. I didn't play either Saturday or Sunday. I really only farmed 3 days on stream, and that is it, because yeah, my wrist was hurting really bad. It's better today. We're going to take it kind of easy on stream today. But yeah, I will say overall, considering I wasn't able to play 2 days over the weekend, the strategy was okay, but it wasn't exceptional. Honestly, if you just have a bow character and you really love Legion and you want to do it, you can do it. The other really big downside that I will say is that the emblems don't sell for jack anything. Seriously, these aren't worth anything. Look at these. The price on TFT right now is like 4 or 5 sets per divine, full sets. So this is like 1 divine total to have like 5 sets right here. To the point where I actually turned off these 3 emblems entirely, the emblems and the splinters. Turn those off on my loot filter entirely. They are worth, literally nothing. 2 chaos for an entire emblem. Really the main problem with Legion not being as profitable as it usually is. In the past, these Mariketh emblems have been 60, 70, even up to 100 chaos at like the highest demand. And that makes a very, very big difference when you're talking like a divine for 2 sets or so, a divine per 1 set at the highest. And it's not even close to that right now because, 5-way demand is just not there. And that is the main reason, unless you absolutely love the strategy, you love doing Legion and with a bow character. It was fun. It was profitable. So the profit was 93 divines minus 23 initial seed money right there, 70 divines, and then divided by, like I said, 18 hours or so of farming. That's about 3.8 divines per hour profit. Not very good. Again, I didn't liquidate everything perfectly at all. I can even show you, I think I have some standing orders here in the market with how bad this is. You can see in the market right here, I have 39 of these for 1 divine, 40 of these for 1 divine, and they've been sitting there for like 2 days, and they're not even selling. So it's just really, really not worth it. I made roughly, if you round up, even 4 divines per hour, and that's after liquidating my gear and my character. So not the most profitable thing in the world, but I did still make 70 divines in roughly 3.5 days or so of farming. And I think that's not too bad considering you can see I played a good amount, but I didn't no life it for, 10 hours at a time. This is on Friday, less than 4-hour stream. My wrist was hurting so bad. I had to stop it early. So yeah, still made 70 divines. You can watch these VODs if you want to. They're just, they're just on my channel if you can see exactly what I was doing. And yeah, if you want to make money, you can just do something like simple like that. Or if you want to make really good money, do something like Expedition or Sanctum, where the real money's at, or even farm T17s if you have a strong build. But yeah, the money's in the game. You can do it. And yeah, I'm going to go get ready to play a fun, stronger build. And hopefully I'll be able to put something together that's pretty fun. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. See y'all soon. Bye.